Pranam, Acharya. I wanted to ask, sir, like, how do we identify the real purpose in life? Apart from this, I mean, worldly things like, as a son of my father, like, I need to support him, then I need to earn the livelihood, all these things. But ultimately, as you are doing the noble job, like promoting Vedanta, sometimes also done by the Swami Vivekananda, how do we, sir, as like, we do not have that much enlightenment? How do we find our purpose in the life, even if that is like, if this illusion life, what you call, I mean, even if this exists.
What is the problem that you are facing? Is there a problem in the first place?
The problem I'm facing, like, real purpose in life, I am like too much.
No. That you are saying is something you desire. Spirituality is not there to fulfill your desires. If there is a pain point, tell me. Is there a problem you are facing?
Seeking spirituality, sir, I like say you are working for some purpose, like you have got some ultimate, like, I want to find out the ultimate purpose of my life.
But you live through your days, right? So you must be having some purpose already. You are a student, are you?
Right, right, sir.
Right. So you are living through your days and you are not living through your days purposelessly.
But I am considering it as a smaller goal, sir, like,
How do you know it's a small goal? How do you know it's a small goal?
like small in the sense, sir, like, as you said, this we as a person don't exist actually, like, this is
No, that you heard from me just 5 minutes back. How have you been living through your days since so long? There surely is a purpose, right? What's wrong with those purposes that you have every day?
that haunts me, like that they are like, they I am struck into this thing, like, before listening to you, even I used to listen to your videos, and even before that I have this thing that the whatever we think, or wherever our mind goes, that is to very limited things. Ultimate goal can be
So what's the problem? What's the problem with having limited things as purpose?
they get fulfilled, then we seek for the next one.
So what's the problem with that?
I don't find them too big to pursue all the time. I
So they are not big, they are small. What's the problem?
As such, there is no problem,
So
sir.
you are already good. Why needlessly think of, show spoilers like Vivekananda and trouble yourself? Huh? Just because they have a big name. So one feels I should also have a big name and start thinking of them as if respectfully, but probably the objective is just emulation. If you are already okay in the life that you are leading, why think of an alternative?
Sir, I do not know. Even I do not know that whether I like the life which I am leading. Like, I am like very much okay with it, or I am
So
very.
I'll return to the first question. What is your problem with the life that you are leading? When you go to a doctor, what does he ask you? Dard kahan ho raha hai? So what is your problem? If you tell the doctor, I want to visit Switzerland, the doctor will say, that's a desire. Where is the problem? A solution is not the same thing as desire fulfillment. Solution comes when you first of all identify a clear problem. What is the problem?
So, like, as you say, sir, like, we can, like, whatever I am doing, that is fine, absolutely. Like, I cannot, like, I should not seek for something very different.
I don't know. You tell me what is the problem.
The problem is, sir, like,
Okay, I'll ask you a question. I'll ask you a question. Let's say you have never heard of Vivekananda or other so called great people. Would you still have a problem? Right now, you are facing a problem because you see that there were people who took up noble missions and did this, did that, and compared to them, you find your life quite small, petty, etc. So, by comparison, you see a problem. Let's say nobody is available for comparison. Is there still a problem?
No, sir. In that respect, I am not seeking that as question. What I all wanted to ask is like, do we have any other purpose other than like doing these whatever things we are doing? Can we
Son,
have any other
the question of other purpose arises only when one has a problem in the current purposes. As you are living your life, you already have certain purposes. Now, do you have a problem with your current purposes? First thing, you cannot say, I'm already all right and still I want to get all right. Do you have a problem? Have you identified your problem? Are you willing to disclose it?
That's what I say, sir. Like for whatever thing I do, like for after some time, I get like in the sense you can say, so fine. This is not what I should be doing,
No,
and
that might as well be a, a moral compunction raising its head. The solution is never too far. It's just that we don't even know the problem. The moment the problem is known, the solution is so near. But the ego refuses to acknowledge the real problems. The very fear is that the problem may not remain. And if the problem is gone, the self is gone.
so why do then one seek spirituality, or say, for example, go the Vedanta mark? Like
Most people seek it just as an entertainment. One is bored of so many things, so let's try our hand at this one as well.
that is most. There may be some genuine people.
Yeah, the genuine people have genuinely identified their problem. It's not so difficult to identify it. It's just that we imagine the consequences of identifying it and feel afraid. Figure out what problem would you face if you continue to live the same kind of life. Figure out what problems you are already facing if you continue to live the way you do. What is happening to you in your current ways?
Sir, I have been listening to you like quite often, and the what I'm doing currently, like it has certain purpose. It will get filled after some time. Again, I'll move on to the next goal. Like keep on entire life, I'll be doing this. So, am I really meant for this?
Who am I to tell you that? If you feel contented as you are currently going, obviously you will continue going that way. Huh? A change is needed only when the one within is troubled with the status quo, things as they are. Are you really troubled? And unless there is an acknowledgement of real trouble, there can be no change. There can be a lot of words. There can be years of discussions, but no change will happen. Change happens only when you clearly identify there is a problem and I'll have no more of it. I'm done with living with this problem. Spirituality is not window shopping. I am already happy with the clothes that I have, but I found something on the mannequin and I just inquire the price. Just, to tell myself that there are other options available. You have to find yourself naked and shivering in the cold and then beg for clothes. That's spirituality. You have to see you are in a very, very bad shape. Only then you will have the guts to embrace an alternative. Otherwise, it's just entertainment. There are that, 18 yogas are available. Wow, 18 alternatives I have. Internally, you are already yogast, established in yoga. So why will you choose any of those 18 paths? You have to see that internally there is deep viyog, separation. You are torn apart. If you do not see that, if you express your condition in this kind of lukewarm way, I have certain purposes, they get fulfilled, then there will be some other purpose. This frankly takes one nowhere. The ones who reach somewhere are the ones who acknowledge a deep, deep suffering inside. The ones who are well adjusted, they can remain well adjusted. So, my advice, figure out whether you really see anything terribly wrong in the way you are currently living. If you don't see anything greatly wrong with that, no problem. Don't worry.
I do find some things wrong.
Some things wrong, this kind of enunciation.
Something in the sense, like not something in the sense. I find like there is something terribly. Say, for example, taking how the life has gone.
So what is it that you find terribly, fundamentally wrong with the way you are living?
I'm not stable with one thing.
So what's terrible about that?
It's terrible, right? Sir, I keep on changing things. Like, say, for example, I am from engineering background. I did engineering. Went on for teaching in the engineering colleges. And then I started preparing for civil services. I went through mains and then interview, but I finally I could not make it. And right now I am pursuing law.
What's terrible about it?
That I am finding myself as a wanderer.
What's terrible about wandering?
There has to be rest to it.
That's some kind of a heavenly mandate. There has to be rest. One day you will die, you will have enough rest.
Nothing wrong with this. You don't find anything wrong in it.
And that's what is wrong. That's what is terrible. Not that I mean to enforce an opinion upon you. It's just that I see you interested in change. And I know very well that change cannot happen unless there is terrible dissatisfaction. The kind of change you are looking for is not superficial, not incremental. You want fundamental change. For fundamental change, there has to be an insight into the fundamentals. Things that appear normal to you currently should start appearing very weird. Things that are acceptable today should start appearing extremely distasteful. When that kind of a thing starts happening, only then there is change. Otherwise, you can keep skimming on the surface of life, and that's no problem.
Maybe that day is going to come soon. So should I seek that again, you, or
I'm available. Had I not been available, you wouldn't have come to me. I was available to you even before this conversation. That availability made this conversation possible. No? So I'm anyway available. There is nobody who is not generally dissatisfied with life. But that general dissatisfaction does not help anybody. Please see. Do you find anybody perfectly contented? Nobody. People have their complaints, grudges, grouses. Something is wrong here, something is wrong there. That little bit of average kind of dissatisfaction only helps to maintain things as they are. You are dissatisfied with your car, you provide it more maintenance. The car remains maintained. You need to, I'm repeating, see how the very fundamentals of life are botched up. And then something can happen. But don't force that upon yourself. Don't try to make that forcibly, artificially happen.
so right from the childhood we have been taught, or like in our education system is like that we have been taught about the great peoples, like, or the personification of, like, you should be doing something very big or very like different in life. So those things have gone deep into the mind, and now less things do not satisfy us, like, and that satisfaction, then where does it lead us to?
See, big things happening to small people leave them small even after the big event. The question is not whether big things are happening to you. The question is, are you big? Are you big? So the smallness within has to be encountered. Without that, trying for big positions, big money, big power, big life, all that means nothing. It is the inner encounters that we are very afraid of. And we are equally afraid of encountering that we avoid the encounters. So we pretend to ourselves that we are available to the encounters. We are not. When the real deal is there, we just avoid it. When water comes to the boiling point, we take it off the heater and we certify ourselves as good people. You see, I allowed it to come to 98, 99. Don't you see what is it that you didn't allow to happen? I'm so sure I'm not making much sense, but fine. All right.
I suppose I am not clear with myself.
I'll remain available.
Thank you, sir.
Wonderful.